Duke Blue Devils. Already talked about Bjornsson and Luckhurst up top. All eyes on Wessel Spiel in goal for Duke. They're going to need a big performance. They are getting Trevor Burns back as well after missing the last game with the red card. And for NC State, a very similar lineup but changes up top. Karamoko gets the start for the Wolfpack here. He's a big-time goal scorer. They could use him tonight. Carvalho getting the start in goal for the Wolfpack as well. Well, let's get to action here. NC State and Duke, the 84th all-time meeting between these two foes. Duke will have possession here to open today's contest, and these are two teams very familiar with each other. 84 matchups all-time, but Brad, these are two teams coming into today with prolific offenses.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the last game NC State played here against UNC Wilmington. Scored 4 goals. You know, Karamoko got 2 of those in the second half. So NC State, they've been firing at home. And, you know, you mentioned the 2 strikers for Duke. 12 goals between them so far this season. They're just so prolific up there.
Could see a lot of offense today. Tall tasks for these two defenses. NC State in deep quickly. It's Karamoko returning to the starting lineup after coming off the bench against the UNC Tar Heels in NC State's last game. Brad, we've seen some changes at the top of this formation, and really throughout the year, Mark Hubbard's been working to tinker and figure out this lineup as they get set for games like this.
Yeah, but we typically see the same, matchups. Just thinking of the last game, Karamoko and Phillip coming off the bench at the same time, and today they're starting. So, but we always see this big long throw as well.
Isaac Heffis into the box. That was Masalis who got his head on it first. 3rd-round draft pick a year ago to Real Salt Lake. Dangerous in the box. They'll call the foul, though, at the top as Duke regains possession. Brad, I got to admit, there was times today I didn't know if we'd be playing this game. A lot of weather coming through the Raleigh area earlier today, but the grounds crew did a great job, and this is a beautiful environment for soccer here tonight.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a really nice evening. Perfect conditions for a game. A little bit windy, but the rain stopped a couple of hours ago, so definitely dried up and allowed us to get the game in.
Thankful to get the game in, but maybe a little less humidity next time.
Yeah.
A little toasty here. Karamoko giving chase. Trying to get around Bull Yorkson. Able to come up with it. And a good stab there from the sophomore out of Norway, who's been a staple in this Duke starting lineup so far this year. A look there at Mark Hubbard in his 17th season as a head coach, though first here at NC State. This is a guy, Brad, who likes to win. He's done a lot of it and now trying to bring that pedigree here to Raleigh.
Yeah, he's had a great start to his NC State career. Going into the game last weekend unbeaten. Only lost one, obviously lost last weekend, but only lost 1 game so far this season. So, yeah, coming into the game with confidence.
Played through here to Phillip. Outside the 18, tried to cut it back. Played out off the corner flag, and the first corner kick of the match upcoming. Phillip and Karamoko getting the start at the top of this 4-4-2 formation this evening. Some instant dividends. Now a chance for Henrique Santos, the senior out of Portugal. An eye on Niko Markovic in the mixer. Played in. Cleared away. Sent back in. A look for NC State. And just off the side netting, the Wolfpack had a golden look there. Wessel Spiel just not as aggressive as you'd like to see. So Santos will do it again from the corner flag after the near miss from Donovan Phillip. Santos goes short, bounces around, and Spiel able to get on the end of this one. He's had some trouble early on.
Yeah, you can see here, just a couple of minutes into the game, how crucial set pieces are going to be for both sides. You know, defending them in NC State. Two dangerous opportunities there. You know, great ball in there from Santos.
Santos does a good job on both of those balls to ask a question of that Duke defense. Duke able to avoid the early goal from NC State. Brad, when you look at these two teams, where do you expect a lot of the action to take place between these two programs?
Yeah, that's what we're going to try to figure out in the first opening minutes, 10, 15 minutes. You know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, the directness from Duke and, you know, how NC State want to play. You know, so far this season, they're comfortable building out from the back. You know, we're playing against Duke's pressure here from their two forwards. But again, NC State happy to go a bit longer themselves. You see here, there, Hefes just playing a ball into Karamoko, who can hold it, so.
No foul blown there after Will Butte blew a tire. NC State's been the aggressor early on, and that ball off the foot of Karamoko, leading it to a goal kick here. Is this a foul or not?
I think Butte does well to get his body across. Couldn't really see what happened to him there. I think the linesman was in the way, but looks like he just got stepped on the back of his heel, maybe.
Come on, Brad, you're a former soccer player. Everything's a foul, right?
I mean, yeah, if you're NC State, you want it to be a foul, but, you know, the linesman right there, right in front of it, so.
And it looks like they will now check on Butte. What was your go-to? Was there a, you know, to draw a foul?
Yeah, I mean, Will Butte did a good job just getting his body across. You know, when you're defending, you're chasing, you're behind the attacker. That's a difficult situation, so.
Here's another look.
I think if Will Butte maybe went to the ground a little bit.
I don't know, it might have been a cramp. Saw him pull up.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been a cramp this earlier on, but definitely doesn't look good. Because you didn't really see any contact, so maybe just tweaked something, I don't know what it is, his knee or his.
So the captain, Will Butte, coming off the pitch. He's gotten off to such a hot start this year, a couple of goals early on. He's a huge part of this Wolfpack midfield. And now Mark Hubbard has to go back to the drawing board here early, and not ideal for the first-year head coach here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, not ideal. And you know, I hope Will Butte's okay. Looks like he's limping off the field. Obviously going to have to make an early change, so. Never good to go off injured, especially in games like this. You want to be playing games like this, rivalry games in the ACC, but.
Now you just hope that maybe over the next 50 minutes that you've got some time to maybe put a little bit of work in and try to get back into this game in the second half.
Yeah, give him a little bit of rest, but looks like it's been in a little bit of pain there.
So Butte coming out for NC State. Virginia, the substitute for Will Butte. And the training staff still attending to Butte over there on the sideline. He had NC State's only goal against Duke a season ago, so a big loss here in the early stages. And Brad, you have to imagine if you're Duke now coming out of that stoppage, NC State losing a key piece to their lineup, you want to go right at them.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think there you see a little bit of the glimpse of what you can expect from Duke. You know, long balls into their two front players. Hefes did well to deal with it there, but I think that's what he's going to be facing all evening long.
Poor turnover there. Wolfer Bjornsson, 7 goals on the season, tied for 8th in the NCAA this season. You put the ball on his foot inside the box, and he's almost a near completion. Duke looking to build up out of the back. Here's the captain, Luke Thomas. Probing forward. Good step over there from Hefes. Cleared away by Carvalho. of pressure here early from both of these teams, expecting a pretty physical match.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be physical. And we talk about where the game's going to be played. I think, this middle third for both teams, I think it's just going to be so important. Yeah, to the 4 front players for both teams, really physical, but it's just landing on those second balls and who can. Just in a little bit of trouble there.
Indecision now cleared away. Well, Jorgensen had to chase that one down and out for an NC State throw-in. We've seen Wessel Spiel some indecisiveness early on in this game.
Yeah, and again, just talking about the long balls and the forward players, Philip's such a handful. Just his presence there, just chasing the ball down. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there from Spiel.
Spiel, the Hofstra transfer ahead of this season, 75 games prior to arriving in Durham. Isaac Heffes set to throw this one in long. Long throw in, and this time easy for Spiel. And Spiel, a blistering ball forward. Giving chase, Bjornsson, and now cleared up the pitch. And we will get offsides whistled against Karamoko. Brad, you played against this Duke team 4 times during your career. What makes this team so good? Obviously the pieces are different from back in your playing career.
Yeah, I think Duke pretty much always the same though. They have the same identity every year, year in, year out. You know what to expect from Duke. Typically they're pretty physical, but they can play as well. They're happy to play, but the centre backs, and they're not afraid to go long, and they always have good forward players as well. So again, they just have a clear identity about them. You know what to expect. You know how dangerous they are physically. In the final third as well. And you can see here the goalkeeper just happy to play a ball long and just let the forward players deal with it and go to work.
Troy Yap dumping it back. So Brad, knowing that you were stepping into a matchup where physicality was going to be all over the pitch, did you have to change your mindset at all?
I wouldn't say change the mindset. I'd say you just have to read the game a little bit more. Just thinking, Vazumzi Plamana, his position, his role today for NC State, that holding midfielder role. His just got to anticipate those second balls. He's got to let the centre backs deal with those first balls, but he's just got to be finding space and just, again, a little bit take Healey on the other side of the field, anticipating the second balls. But Vazumzi Plamana is going to be so important for NC State tonight.
He's doing such a nice piece after kind of transitioning. He played at that center back role last year, was not his natural position, as we get a look there at John Kerr, the 1986 NCAA national champion. He was the Herman Trophy Award winner and first American to ever play in the English Premier League. Brad, I know you're a big EPL fan.
Yeah. And I mean, that's quite a stat. First American to play in the Premier League.
He had one heck of a legendary career here in the States during his collegiate career and has parlayed it into an excellent career as a head coach. Approaching 250 career victories. Back and forth battle here early on, still scoreless. Just over 10 minutes in. Good touch forward. Luckhurst is going to get on the end of it. It's Bennett chasing. Duke looking to play direct. Here's Masalas.
And this is where Duke can really pin NC State back. They enjoy having possession in this final third.
Played into the box. Bjornsson was there. We'll get a whistle. And could we see a booking? We will see a stoppage in play. And Bjornsson is at least going to get a talking to.
Yeah, great defending from Heffer. So, did what he had to do, just put his body there, got to the ball first, got rid of the ball, and took one from Bjornsson there. But, as a defender, and that's what Heffer and Markovic, they've got to do tonight, just be defenders, do a good job back there.
This is just a great ball in.
Good ball in, and Hefes does well to read it. You know, steps in front of Bjornsson, takes a hit, but, you know, quickly back on his feet.
So Bjornsson avoids yellow. That ball in was Jamie Kabusu. He plays in that right back position. You'll see him a lot coming up the field. Young freshman. Grew up in the New England Revolution Academy. Good step from Masalis. Plays it forward. And Markovic able to play that one out wisely. Blue Devils just keep coming. Here's Bjornsson, touches it off. Thomas, back to Bjornsson. Bjornsson searching for an opening. Back to the top.
Oh.
And that one just over the top. Keenan Hott had a great look from outside the 18.
Yeah, good little spell there for Duke. I think Bjornsson, he's just showing how much of a handful he can be. But again, Hefes does so well to read it. You see here, Bjornsson does his job. Now he's trying to get into the middle of the box, but again, Hefes is there.
This Duke team has been a problem for a lot of teams this year. 25 goals on the season, the most in the NCAA, although 14 of them coming against a Division III Averett. Over 3.5 goals per contest for John Kerr's side here through 8 games.
Been really impressed with Hefes, you know, his opening 14, 15 minutes. You know, he's just using his body well, he's just reading the game so well, he's just getting into the right position, and he's got to do that for the rest of the game. But he's had a great start so far.
Hefes, one of those pieces that followed Mark Hubbard from that University of New Hampshire side. Light action through his first 2 seasons at UNH. Playing a big role here early on. There's Kabusu, plenty of speed on that right side of the pitch. And that one out of play, going back to the Wolfpack. Man, he's lightning fast over there.
Yeah, and Santos has got to be tracking back, defending. He did a good job there, but you can see just the different amount of threats Duke do have tonight.
Alongside the former NC State midfielder, Brad Sweeney, I'm Noah Frary. Brad, when you have a matchup like that, as a midfielder, you know you're going up against another guy with speed. Do you play him differently?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think in that case, you know, depending on who you are, if you're not as quick as someone like that, you know, you're just more so positioning and just reading the game and reading, you know, movements.
Sure, yeah, playing it forward. Now he'll get it back. Great ball into the box. Touched across. And Duke able to snuff out the second chance. NC State almost went up 1-0.
Yeah, great little spell for NC State there, but you're talking about Vazumzi Plamana, you know, his role tonight. I think that's what he's got to be doing. He's got to be landing on those second balls and keeping, you know, the transitions quiet for Duke. You know, just read the game well and got possession back for NC State.
Definitely feels like in a matchup like this, the margin for error that much slimmer. Phillip going down. Here's a look back at that one-timer a moment ago. NC State was looking for their 21st of the season.
Yeah, it was a great deep run from Nowaka.
Phillip just missing that opportunity. Nowaka in there with Butte out. NC State, they've put a lot of shots on goal so far early on this season.
And we've seen NC State score from, score a couple of goals from positions like this, just set pieces in wide areas, free kicks. I think they've just got such a presence in the box.
Santos and Bennett over the ball. NC State a couple of early opportunities, nothing to show for it just yet. Big spot here for this Duke defense. Played in, and easy for Spiel. What would you have liked to see differently on that set piece?
I mean, Spiel did well coming out and collecting it. You know, the ball looked to be in a dangerous position, but I think that one there might have been a little bit too central for NC State.
Played into the wide spaces for Massalis. The overlapping run. Massalis trying to cross it back in, does. Bjornsson was there. Here comes the one-timer off the backside of Markovic. Keenan Hotz had a couple of good looks from just outside the 18. Hotz slips it in back. Bjornsson sends it on cage. Ball deflects. Another look and saved. Carvalho with a couple of beautiful plays there on that possession.
Yeah, two great saves. But I think that's what you can expect from Duke, you know, putting the ball into wide areas and from crosses, getting a lot of crosses into the box.
Just over 15 shots per game on the season for John Kerr's side. Whoever's still threatening. And now turned over. Can NC State counter? Quite a bit of early action from these prolific offenses. Still scoreless, just under 20 minutes in. Enzo Carvalho getting the start here today. He's been tested early.
Yeah, the first one just does well to read it, and then the second one, he's there anyway, so he had it covered, but still had to make the save.
Opportunity brewing here for the Wolfpack, and just over goal. That had 1-0 written all over it. Healey can't convert.
Yeah, the ball just fall into, well, Healey does well reading the play, and then good effort, just a little bit too much on it, but
those are the ones you want back, Brad.
yeah, he'll want that one back. You know, it's been a little bit quiet so far in the opening 20 minutes, and you know that was a good opportunity for him and good effort.
Healey coming in the leading goal scorer with the Wolfpack, 4 goals early on in his NC State career. Almost had 5 there. Kind of feel like both teams have had some missed opportunities here through the first 20 or so minutes. NC State coming off their first loss of the season. That was against the 6th-ranked Tar Heels a week ago, a 2-0 defeat in Chapel Hill. Duke had a heartbreaker on the West Coast over the weekend, being up 2-0 before giving up 2 late goals to #1 Stanford. You do salvage a point, and Brad, you know as well as I do, it's tough to get points in college soccer. You take them one way or the other.
Yeah, especially at Stanford, but you know it's always disappointing losing a 2-0 lead. But for NC State, you know, he was always going to think, how are they going to react to their game last week when they lost 2-0 at North Carolina? So far they've reacted well.
That was a tough game. The Tar Heels just looked dominant at times. It felt like NC State's defense was kind of back on their heels a number of times throughout that game.
Yeah, it's always a tough place to go, Chapel Hill. But if you're NC State, you just got to put that one behind you and then just react well tonight, which is what they're doing so far.
Hey, they don't call it the toughest conference in college soccer for a reason. Almost a turnover there. Markovic has done such a nice job after Dylan Minchner down early on this season with an injury. The freshman's had to step in at that center back position, and he's done an admirable job.
Yeah, he's been great for NC State. You know, he's a freshman, but he looks like he's been playing for years. If you didn't know he was a freshman, you'd think he's a senior. Just his presence back there for NC State. I think him and Hefes have a really good partnership.
Bjornsson turns it over for Luckhurst in the middle of the pitch. Played back. Carvalho's been active early on in this matchup. Kabusu again making a run on that far side of the pitch. Soccer can sometimes feel like different chapters in a book. You have that opening chapter of the book, and then it feels like sometimes in this early mid-stage of the first half, things kind of settle in a little bit as you kind of get your legs in the match.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you think the first 20 minutes, they're trying to figure each other out. Now both teams should know what to expect from each other. And you think NC State, they just want to get the ball down, control the game a little bit more. But for Duke, they've had some good chances so far as well.
Back to NC State. This is a Duke team that has largely dominated this series since about 2009. Just one win for the Wolfpack in the last 15 years of this series. A lot of tight games, though, throughout that time period. Multiple games decided by less than a goal. Sent in. And off to the left by Santos. Rather, Healey. Healey's been active early on.
Yeah, he's had a couple of chances. That was the second one there from distance. I think he'll want to get on the ball a little bit more, though. He'll want to get involved a little bit more, playing off Karamoko, playing off Phillip, just landing on those second balls.
When we spoke with Mark Hubbard earlier on this week, he talked about Healey, who obviously came over with him from New Hampshire, but talked about how you have to be a little bit finer here in the ACC. The quality of player just a little bit better than their previous conference.
Yeah, he's probably still adjusting. This is still his only third game in the ACC, but just a pace of playing against a physical team like Duke, you have to move a little bit quicker. But he's figuring it out, and he'll figure it out soon.
Play down the wing, picked off by Kabusu. NC State trying to push numbers forward. Out wide here for Choyap. Now recycles. Look in that 4-4-2 formation that they've been known for years. Build up, and a foul on the outside. Initially play on called, but now the stoppage. Clark, Uito, Schrader, and McCloskey are officials here for tonight's matchup. State at times this year has looked good in opportunities just like this.
Yeah, this could be really dangerous for NC State. It's a little bit wider. Two players over it at the minute.
Bennett will put it in play. Phillip was in the vicinity, and Wessel Spiel makes a nice play.
Again, I think Spiel just does really well. Just coming out and collecting it. collecting it with ease as well. He just looks so comfortable coming out for it. You know, the 2 set pieces so far for NC State maybe have been a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. The 2 free kicks I've had.
Spiel having to replace Julian Eyestone, just 1.2 goals allowed on average a season ago. He's playing professional now after a standout freshman year. Spiel's done such a nice job here early on this season. Here come the Wolfpack again with numbers. Played over for Healey. He goes down and we'll get a whistle. Straight on free kick upcoming here. And a big opportunity upcoming for NC State.
Yeah, I think it was just the first one from Santos there, just after he played the pass to Healey. I think Kabusu just catches him late. The referee saw it and don't know if it's a little bit too far now out for a shooting opportunity for NC State. You know, Healey and Santos are both over the ball.
You tend to like them a little bit more angled instead of straight on.
Well, if you're crossing it, yeah, but I think this one just might be a little bit too far out if you are shooting it.
So Healey and Santos over the ball. It will be Healey strikes into the upper corner and the Red Terror loving it. 5th goal for Healey, and it's 1-0 Wolfpack here in the 27th minute.
What a goal. And we was just saying, I think it might be a little bit too far out, but it was perfect. They don't get any better than that.
Healey's had a couple of looks early on. This time he converts. 5th goal of the season. This one was top shelf.
Yeah, that's just perfect. Just hits the inside of the post. And yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. And that's his 2nd free kick of the season as well.
9th career goal here for Healey. He looks at the fans and said, what else do you expect? He's a showman.
Yeah, that's what he can do. You know, he's had, I think, 2 opportunities so far in the opening 25 minutes. You know, the first one where the keeper was out and he tried to chip him just over, and then the second one he had a shot from distance, so you could just sense he was coming alive a little bit. And yeah, he doesn't need much. He just needs an opportunity like that. And what a goal.
We spent most of our open talking about how he's always in the right place at the right time. He just puts himself in good positions. Now Duke will look to answer. Kabusu playing it in deep. And out for a Blue Devils corner kick. Man, Brad, that's got to be such a helpless feeling for the goalkeeper Spiel, because there was nothing he could do on that ball.
Yeah, nothing he could have done. You know, that's just perfect placement, perfect strike. You know, Healey got such good pace on it. He hit it so well, and it was bending, and just, yeah, can't put it any better than that.
So now the Blue Devils with a chance to answer here. 2nd corner kick of the match. Hot goes short. Masalis right back to Hot. Pushed in, cleared away. Good defensive possession there from NC State. Brad, I've always heard from soccer coaches that it's the next 2 to 3 minutes after a goal that are so critical. Why is that?
Yeah, because, you know, the momentum's going for NC State now, and Duke just got to react. NC State has got to hold on to the lead, you know, settle the game down a little bit. But if you're Duke, you know, it's just a reaction following that goal. Again, nothing they really could have done about it. You know, maybe just looking at the foul, you know, trying not to give the foul away there. But, you know, in terms of the goal itself, there's just nothing they could have done about that.
1-0 Wolfpack here in the 30th minute. Great start to this game from Dale Soccer Stadium. Alongside Brad Sweeney, I'm Noah Frary. Weren't sure if we would get this one in with all the weather in the area. Get a whistle there and a foul.
Yeah, and that's on Kabusu again. I think it was his foul that led to the goal, just, you know, his little touch.
And now we'll get a stoppage and a talking to. Can't have time wasting in the game of soccer.
Not sure if he is time wasting.
Maybe it was moving the ball a little bit after that foul. Always trying to get those extra couple of yards. So the clock resets. Just over 15 minutes remaining in this opening half. NC State's been tough to beat when they get on the board early. 4-0-1 on the season. They have not been beaten when scoring first this year. Choi Yap lost it. Duke trying to get their big guns involved. Luckhurst and Bjornsson haven't been too active early. Busu slips it through. Duke looks for an opening. Here's the captain, Thomas. Laid it off. And a collision and a whistle, giving it back to Duke. Ten combined fouls between these two teams in this first half, a half that's been physical. Here's Luckhurst, give and go back to Thomas.
Out of the box, so if he's drifting.
Solis plays a back post ball, back into the mixer, and cleared up the pitch. Those combination passes have been just off for Duke so far tonight.
And it looks like Duke are about to make a change, but I'm just thinking about the changes that have been made so far previously for NC State. Obviously forced into that early change in this game. But in previous games, this is where you would see NC State make some changes halfway through this first half.
Here's Bjornsson straight away, had a good look. And just off to the right for a goal kick for NC State. He does not need much room to operate.
Yeah, and I think he'll want that one back. Just hit it cleanly. Just dragged it a little bit wide.
NC State with a 1-0 lead after the 28th minute goal from Healey. As we see a substitute for Duke. Colton Pleasant in, 2 goals, 3 assists on the season. Luckhurst coming off. Suber in as well for Drew Kerr in the midfield.
Now we're going to see a different type of partnership up there for Duke.
Pleasance did not play in Duke's last game against Stanford out on the West Coast, but had 7 points in his previous 4 games, so he's been hot offensively. Healey giving chase, cleared up the pitch. If you were NC State coming into this game, Brad, you have to imagine getting an early lead was top of the priority list there for Mark Hubbard.
Yeah, and NC State have been playing well. You know, it's been tight. You know, both teams, neither team has really took control of this game. But NC State, they've defended well. They've dealt with the 2 forwards for Duke really well. The centre backs have been playing really well back there. you know, and that just moment of magic for Healey is the difference so far.
Whistle here with just over 10 minutes to play in this opening half. Eleven of the last 14 matchups between these two programs have been decided by a goal or less. Shaping up to be another barn burner here tonight. Karamoko giving chase, and Spiel able to get it off. Ball up the pitch from Carvalho. Phillip on it. Wholesale changes upcoming for NC State at the next stoppage. Phillip dispossessed. Duke building up. Here's Bjornsson outside the 18. Touches it out for Nicholas Witter, wearing 86 here tonight in blue. Karamoko getting called. A little shove off right there. Cheeky play. Some fresh legs incoming for the Wolfpack. Callum Tommy coming in for Santos. Junior Nare also coming back in for the Wolfpack. Here's a look at that hard hit a moment ago. Brad, what's your opinion as a former soccer player?
Not sure if I'm not sure that's a foul against Karamoko. I'm not sure he did anything too wrong there. I think he was looking for the foul, just getting his body across, but I don't know if he actually, I don't know if there's a foul in there either way.
Karamoko going to come off the pitch as Aiden Payne comes in. Hoyos also in for the Wolfpack. So 4 substitutes in total for NC State here. 37th minute of play. 1-0 Wolfpack advantage after the 28th minute goal. A thing of beauty from Take Healey. I don't know about you, Brad. I'm excited to get to halftime just so we can see that goal again.
Yeah, no, I think that
as good as you'll see.
Yeah.
Alongside Brad Sweeney, I'm Noah Frary. Splendid night here in the Triad for soccer. Degrees after was a ugly morning weather-wise. Certainly there was a lot of people in the southeast that had it far worse than we did here in Raleigh. Our thoughts and prayers out to the many without power tonight. Hurricane Helene certainly did a number on the southeastern part of the United States. Bennett to throw it in on the far side of the pitch. Bjornsson was pressing hard. Carvalho able to get it away. Really does feel like these final 7 minutes of this first half are critical on either side for Duke. You'd love to find the equalizing goal if you're NC State. If you get an opportunity to take a 2-0 lead, you'd love that.
Yeah, and you're just looking at, the presence for NC State up top. Those 2 changes they made. They took Phillip and Karamoko off, put Payne in, and Hoyos. 2 different types of forwards. Just these last 7 minutes,
Pleasant's gonna have a look off the crossbar. Inches away from the tying goal. And now NC State's gonna look to counter. Duke will want that look back. Touched in, here's Hoyos. And Kabusu comes up with it. No whistle, now a stoppage. And it will go to the Wolfpack, but Duke was inches away from knotting this game up at 1 apiece, and it was the substitute Colton Pleasants.
And that's another great effort, just inches too high. But took great touch feet out of the feet. It's a great effort, it's dipping down. Carvalho just really standing and watching. Again, just like the free kick from Take Healey. There's nothing he could have done about that if that did go in.
Hey, if that was a game of crossbar at the end of practice, that one would have been tough to beat. Here's NC State, Healey plays it in. Actually, that was Bennett. Sent back in, on goal! And just off to the side. NC State continuing to press the Blue Devils here tonight. You really do have to be impressed with NC State. They have not backed down at all coming into this matchup.
No, NC State played really well, and I was just going to mention the depth in for both of these teams. You see Hoyos there just getting on the end of that one, but Pleasant's coming off the bench and having a chance like that.
When we spoke with both coaches earlier on in the week, they both talked about their depth, and this is the time of the year where you start to solidify that lineup a little bit more. Heading into ACC play. Teams cross the midway point of their seasons. Choyap centers it. There's Plamana, top of the box. Healey tried to slip it in. Easy for Spiel. Healey brings so much creativity to the field.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit more time than he thought with that one. But again, with the two forwards in there for NC State, Hoyos and Payne, they're looking to link up. They're looking to keep the ball on the ground. Different types of forwards than Karamoko and Phillip.
Yeah, maybe guys that would rather it a little bit closer to their head area.
Yeah, I mean, they've got much more of a presence about them physically. NC State can go a little bit more direct. That's one of their strong pieces. Whereas Hoyos, he wants the ball on the ground to his feet.
Lovelace plays it back. Touched in, here's Payne trying to get on the end of it. Good battle, no foul. And Bull Jorgensen able to clear for the Blue Devils. Pro NC State fan base not pleased. Oh, what a play there. That's the freshman Markovic.
Yeah, great tackle from Markovic. Just does well to read it, just make that tackle. Again, just showing his presence back there for NC State.
He's been the only freshman to see time in the starting lineup this year, making his 6th start on that back line. And a corner kick upcoming here for Duke. Blue Devils perhaps a chance here to salvage what's largely been a disappointing first half. Nothing to show for a couple of opportunities as they turn to Ruben Masalis, senior out of Sarasota, Florida, at the corner flag. Played in with the left foot. Bjornsson on the back post and punched away. Nice play from Carvalho. Sent right back in. And a big tackle at the center, and we will see our first yellow card issued. Trevor Burns going into the book.
Yeah, just a late tackle, stop the counter attack for NC State. But Hoyer's did so well, holding the ball up, getting that little flick out to Payne, and yeah, this is clear foul, yellow card.
Brad, you know as soon as you make that tackle, you're going into the book, right?
Yeah, it's just the area, the position you are on the field, you know, stopping NC State's counter attack. Not a bad foul to give away, but now you just got to play the rest of the game on that yellow card.
Does a lot change for you as a player playing with that yellow card on you? Did it change much for you? No,
you just got to be a little bit more careful, smarter, you know, read the game a little bit better. You can't really go into tackles like that we just saw. But yeah, you just got to be a little bit more smarter.
Healey flipping that into the Red Terrors. NC State maintaining that 1-0 advantage with just over a minute and change to go in this first half. Does either team have a late goal in them? Pleasance connects with Burns, who just picked up the yellow card a moment ago. Burns tries to get central, now switches the point of attack to Kabusu. Plenty of speed to burn. Under a minute to go. So far, Healey's 28th minute goal has stood up for the Wolfpack. And they shepherd the lead into the half. Out for Witter. Salas looking for Witter. Cuts it back into the box. And NC State will clear it up the pitch. Bend, not break defense here late in the half for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Plemana there just being a shield for NC State, protecting the centre backs. But good half for NC State to begin with.
It'll be a 1-0 NC State lead here at the half. Take Healey does what he needs to do, puts the Wolfpack in the lead. Brad, this was an impressive first half from NC State.
Yeah, NC State just played really well. You know, started off well, but started off confident. You know, they're defending well. The two centre backs playing really well, just reading the game, and it's a great atmosphere.
Dale's been hopping from opening kickoff here tonight. The Red Terror have had some fun. And away we go here in the second half. The Wolfpack with a 1-0 lead at the break. They have not lost a game this year when leading at the break. 4-0-1 this season. Coming in the nation's best offense, over 3.5 goals per game on the season, but they were held scoreless. Will that change here in the second half? An early look off of Bjornsson and out of play.
Again, Heffer's just there for NC State, just reading the play and just looks so comfortable. Obviously a big challenge for him tonight playing against Bjornsson, but you know, he's just comfortable back there. He's just reading the play really well and just dealt with any crosses that came his way, and he's been physical. He's been a real presence for NC State.
Julius Suber on the screen there a moment ago for Duke. You have to be careful with him in the game. He had the assist on Bjornsson's goal early on against Stanford. Payne has a look, cleared away. Almost a critical miscue. It will lead to an NC State corner kick. Here's another look.
And Payne just sticks with it.
talked about it a couple of times. Payne and Hoyas, they give you a different look at the front.
Yeah.
Bennett standing over the corner. NC State with an early opportunity here in the second half. Sent in. Karam's around. Markovic got his head on it. And now Duke will push that one up the pitch. Duke still maintaining that shot advantage in this match. Brad, you know as well as I do, you can have all the shots in the world, but if they don't go in the back of the net, it's a helpless feeling.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've had more shots, but you'd say they've been half chances. But it's interesting to see now NC State, they started, you know, Hoyas and Payne up there starting the second half, just the way they finished.
Perhaps a look here brewing. Hoyas centering, looking for Payne. Could it connect? Payne down on the edge of the 18. Another golden opportunity, that one squandered. Talk a little bit about the resurgence for this NC State team, because this is a team, a program that has had a couple of lean years, but under Mark Hubbard, they've put themselves right back in the conversation to be a contender in this ACC, and it's been a pretty spectacular turnaround as we get a look at that near miss a moment ago.
Yeah, Hoyas just plays it slightly behind Payne. But no, I think the quality that Coach Hubbard's brought in, he's brought in a lot of free transfers from his previous school. But straight away, I think Hubbard's just put his mark on this team. You know, this is the way that we're going to play, and you know, it's been working well for NC State. They've got a clear identity about them. You know, they know what they're doing. You know what to expect from NC State now, and you know, it looks like the players are enjoying themselves out there and playing with a little bit of freedom and just having fun, which is the most important part. And you know, they're getting the results with it as well.
An interesting mix on this team of players who were there under that previous regime, and then 14 newcomers this season, quite a few coming alongside Mark Hubbard from that New Hampshire program that was the #8 overall seed in the NCAA tournament last year. Played forward, here's Pleasance. He missed one off the crossbar towards the end of that first half. There really is something, Brad, to say about just playing with joy out there and kind of finding that love of the game of soccer that so many of you who grew up playing this sport have.
Yeah, and I think it's important, right? Like, just looking at NC State, they look a lot more relaxed this year. Look like they're just enjoying themselves, and obviously winning, you know, makes it that kind of environment. So I just think with the squad that they have now, the players they've brought in, you know, the players that have are returning as well, you know, they've stepped up. There's a lot more competition, and they've just had to step up and play well. You're looking at Will Butte, Vizumzi Plamana, those two in particularly. So, you know, they've done really well.
Speaking of Butte right there, he went down early on in this game with an injury in that 8th minute. Did not come back on the pitch here at halftime. I don't know if we'll see him again tonight.
Yeah, it's a shame to see him get injured. He's gone off to a really good start this season, but
one of the Duke players down. That's Bull Jorgensen down. Looked like he might have gotten his heel clipped.
Yeah, it looked like it. Hoyas is adamant it wasn't a foul, though.
As all soccer players are, correct?
Yeah. Got to argue your case.
So Bull Jorgensen coming off the pitch. Have not seen an official substitute. There's Luckhurst. He came back on to start this second half after subbing off late in that first half. New substitution rules around college soccer this year, and so that makes a decision like this a little bit more important for John Kerr, because if you sub off Bull Jorgensen right here, you're not able to get him back into this match, unlike in the past when you could maybe bring him off for 10 minutes here, give him a breather, and then put him back in.
Yeah, and that's different this year, right? Like, the coaches have got to be a little bit more strategic, be a little bit more cautious with their subs. knowing that, you know, if a player comes off, he can't come back in. So maybe that's why we see Karamoko. He might start on the bench for NC State coming out for the second half, but no doubt we're going to see him in the next 10, 15 minutes.
Bodies flying everywhere in our center official, trying to get control of things. We'll get a stoppage of the clock now. And a talking to for Payne. Brad, you were a guy who played a lot of minutes during your collegiate career. Would you have liked the changes to the substitution rule?
Yeah, I love them. You know, I think as a player, there's nothing worse than coming off. You want to stay on, but there's nothing worse than coming off, sitting down on the bench, and then letting your body just cool down, and then knowing in 5 minutes you might come back on. Right? Like, I think it just makes it a little bit more realistic to the professional game, what we see, because that doesn't happen anywhere else other than college.
A shot turned aside. That was Suber. You kind of feel like at times the American game has always been playing catch up a little bit with the international game.
Yeah, definitely. But college soccer is unique, right? You wanna give the players time, minutes on the field. But I like it because it kind of forces the coaches to trust their players a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? You're seeing players like Aiden Payne coming in the second half and playing good minutes. You know.
Another yellow card issued right there, that time to Bull Jorgensen. Here's a look. Middle of the field.
Yeah, just a little bit. Don't think there was anything to it, but just thinking of that previous foul, just a little bit of history going on there between those two players.
So now Burns and Bull Jorgensen each with a yellow card for the Duke Blue Devils. A 1-0 NC State advantage. Take Healey's 28th minute goal so far has stood up. A couple of the top scoring offenses in the country. NC State came in second at 2.5 goals per game. Duke first at 3.6. Duke's been searching and trying to figure out how to get this offense jump-started, and that might help right there. Pleasance goes down in an opportune spot. Duke thought about going quickly there, and a nice step in by Drew Lovelace to slow down the pace. Do you go direct here?
Yeah, I think that looks like what they're doing. Bringing their centre backs, putting them into the box.
Keenan Hott standing over the ball. Salas jogging over.
In moments like this is how Duke can get themselves back into the game. Might not necessarily be this first ball, but landing on the second balls in areas like that can definitely create a chance from it.
Salas plays it in. Bjornsson got his back on it, couldn't make anything of it, but Duke maintaining possession. Pleasance goes down, and things getting much chippier. And another player going into the books. This time it's No Ecker, who was the substitute for Will Butte.
Yeah, from here, it looked like he did get a touch on the ball, but it's just kind of that, you know, he goes through Pleasance first. I think he gets the man, then the ball, so it's always going to be a foul.
Salas and Hott standing over it currently. Salas probably better with the left foot. Does Hott try to strike it with the right? Carvalho trying to get his defense aligned. Opportunity here for Duke to equalize. And it will be Hott. Back post ball. He was looking for Aceto, couldn't connect.
Just a little bit too much on it. Right idea though, it's in a dangerous area, but again, just a little bit too much on it.
Brad, this side of the pond, we say a little bit too much mustard on it. What do you guys say over in England?
I don't know if we have an equivalent to that. No.
You have mustard over there, correct, though?
Yeah, we have mustard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't put mustard on, like, fish and chips, do you?
No, I wouldn't.
No? What's your go-to dipping sauce with fish and chips?
A little bit of curry sauce, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Trying to figure out the important questions here tonight.
Yeah, we don't get that over here, unfortunately.
You've never been able to find it over here? Good fish and chips in the Raleigh area?
It's never going to be the same.
Okay.
Never going to be the same, yeah.
Here's Drew Kerr into the box. Well, if you find one, you let me know, because I've never had fish and chips, so I need to add to my palate, clearly. Up the pitch for Bennett.
You could just see it, Duke growing into the second half, putting NC State under a little bit of pressure. I'm sure this was the message in the locker room at half time. So how can we put NC State under a little bit more pressure? Can we just step up, play a little bit quicker?
Any changes tactically that you're seeing from the Blue Devils right now to create that additional pressure?
Not necessarily. I think they're just stepping up a little bit. You know, when NC State do have the ball, they're closing down a little bit quicker. You know, in the first half, there's a little bit, you know, stepping off NC State, just letting NC State have it. But yeah, for sure, they want to get Pleasance on the ball in that number 10 position with the two forwards up top.
Whistle in the center of the pitch gives it back to Duke. A Duke team that is winless in their last 2 games. They lost to number 1 Stanford out on the West Coast on Sunday. That was a 2-2 tie after leading 2-0 going into the latter parts of the second half. They fell to then number 11 North Carolina back on the 13th of September. So John Kerr's trying to right the ship as that one sails out. It appears we are set for a number of substitutes. Carvalho appears to be dealing with a little bit of a cramp on a hot evening. Training staff out to attend the Wolfpack goalkeeper as both teams head to their bench here with 34 minutes remaining. A hot, muggy night here tonight. Brad, did you enjoy playing in games that were colder or muggy like tonight?
Probably colder, probably a little bit colder, yeah. I feel like it's easier to warm up than it is to cool down.
Wolfpack starting to get another goalkeeper warm. That's Logan Erb. We've seen these two goalkeepers trade off every other game so far this season. Erb's been really good this season. Did have that shutout against UVA earlier this year. So we'll see if Mark Hubbard has to go to his bench. They're continuing to attend to Carvalho. Cramps are tricky business. You do not enjoy a good cramp. Continuing to attend to the 5th-year netminder. Transfer out of Mid-America, Nazarene. He was an NAIA national champion a year ago with that program. Getting a lot of run of play for the NC State Wolfpack this season. And it appears he's going to try to toughen it out. See Karamoko and Phillip there, perhaps about to come back into this game in a moment for NC State.
Yeah, it's no surprise that we're seeing those two coming back on. With Santos as well. Santos is out there, ready to come back on. But if you're Carvalho, you're getting a little bit of cramp, but these are games you don't want to be coming off. You want to be staying in, and I think it's important that he does stay in for NC State. He had a really good first half. You know, he wants to continue that. No doubt Duke are going to get some more chances, and he's going to have to come up big as well.
Here's Payne now bringing it up the far side of the pitch. Payne works into the 18, centering, ball cleared away. Pleasance able to get to it first. And now Suber bringing it across for Duke as he plays it in deep. And I think, Brad, back to the point you were making a moment ago with Carvalho, this is an open competition right now between him and Logan Erb, and a good performance here tonight could help perhaps propel you into becoming that primary starter that the NC State coaching staff is hoping to find before the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Every game they've been rotating. You know, Carvalho didn't play the last one, it was Erb. So that's what they've been going with this year.
Hoyo's gonna play it in. Spiel off his line. Nice play there from the graduate out of the Netherlands.
And I think Aiden Payne's been doing well in this second half. Every time he's gone and it's just been direct, you know what he's going to do. He's just going to run at defenders, and he's been a handful for Duke.
And as a player, a substitute coming off the bench, that's all you can ask for in those types of situations. Look there at John Kerr. Michael Brady to his left. And a conversation taking place between the two officials on the far side of the pitch. And we will see them go to video review here.
What are they looking for? Do you know?
A bit unsure as of to the nature of it. I think we're all trying to figure that out as well.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's a little bit confused what's going on.
Could there potentially, could you be reviewing for a handball in the box on that crosser back? That would make some sense.
Yeah, maybe, but again, that was a couple of minutes ago.
Or perhaps a ball out past the end line.
Yeah.
NC State currently in the lead.
Yeah, you gotta think it's gotta be something to do with. Okay.
Being told that they were just looking at a previous challenge. Our crew's already done the work. Here's the challenge that they were taking a look at. That's Bull Jorgensen and Hoyos getting tangled up, and it was Bull Jorgensen who got kind of an elbow maybe to the face, but it doesn't appear to be deemed as serious.
Yeah, and it's, again, those two are at it again, but nothing to it. You know, Hoyos just does well to get his body across.
Bull Jorgensen appears to be okay. Sophomore out of Asker, Norway. Those two have been going at it all night long.
Yeah, there's been a couple of moments between those two. So maybe that's why they was checking it, just because of a little bit of history, but yeah, absolutely nothing in that.
Duke continuing to trail after the 28th minute goal by Take Healey. A beautiful strike from about 25 yards out off of the set piece. We're going to get a handball here in the center of the pitch. And here come the substitutes for NC State. Karamoko back in, Phillip back in, along with Henrique Santos. Mark Hubbard starting to pull the levers in this match.
It's over now, Keith.
Payne comes out, as does Hoyos. Good work from those two. Touched in. Aceto brings it into the box, cleared away. And a friendly shove there from Plamana. '57th minute of play, 58th minute of play here in Raleigh. Karamoko back in. Here's Healey. Looks reinvigorated. Ball played to the corner flag, and not on the same page as Bull Jorgensen. Will play it up the near sideline. Brad, when you come back onto the pitch after being a substitute, how quickly do you pick up that connectivity with your teammates that you haven't played with over the last couple of moments?
I think you have to pick it up, and you see there, Santos is just dwelling on the ball a little bit. I think moments like that, yeah, it might take you a minute or two to get back up to speed, but you know, in games like this, you don't really have much time to ease yourself into the second half.
Good challenge there from Choyap against Bjornsson, who's largely been held quiet so far tonight. Number 9 in blue, just 3 shots, only 1 on goal. He came in leading the ACC with 7 goals on the season. Tied with Luis Samkow of Pitt, Matthew Rue of Notre Dame with 7 apiece. Those 3 collectively tied for 8th in the NCAA. I would not want to be an ACC defense having to go up against some of these top strikers. Duke building. Ahead for Pleasance. Out wide for Drew Kerr. Son of head coach John Kerr. Kerr centers it. Masalic trying to get on the end of it. Plays it wide into the box. Second chance for Pleasance. Bounces around. Carvalho stops it and now in. Duke strikes. And it's Adam Luckhurst who knots it at 1. You give the Blue Devils that many opportunities, they will take advantage.
Exactly what Duke were looking for. You know, exactly the reaction they wanted. Luckhurst does really well, just found himself in a good spot. You know, but it was not the first moment, it was not the second, you know, just keep it alive. And it's a great little pullback, and you know, Luckhurst does really well to just slot it in there, find the corner.
6th goal of the season for Luckhurst, and heartbreak for this Wolfpack defense.
Yeah, great. I mean, Luckhurst does well to slot in there, but I can't say we saw it coming. We definitely saw, you know, Duke step it up a little bit. And again, putting NC State under a little bit more pressure, but I think the changes that NC State just made, you know, may have played a little bit of a factor into that. You know, it's just a moment where Duke, they're starting to step it up, come alive a little bit.
Comes NC State looking to come right back in. Phillip into the box. Spiel stepping off his line and able to turn away Hakeem Karamoko. NC State almost had the answer.
Yeah, and that would have been a good reaction. That's what you wanted. But I think now, you know, 30 minutes left to go, you're going to be looking at, you know, your forward pace come alive, and it's going to be really exciting. Last half an hour, definitely.
Brett, we're at the halfway point of the season for both of these teams, and that's normally a time as a coaching staff where you're starting to assess your team. And when you talk with Mark Hubbard, if there was one area that he would like to see continued improvement in, it is that back four. It's a group that has never played together this year, and at times, you think of the North Carolina game, that mistake right there. They have been shaky at times, although mostly good throughout the season.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think they defended well in the first half. You know, dealt with the 2 forwards well. I think that just moment, you know, was tough. I think they could have dealt with the first cross a little bit better, or maybe got rid of the ball before it actually got to that point. But definitely a tough one to concede.
And I think that was a great point that you made a moment ago as well. You bring in 3 new substitutes, and how do they get reacclimated in a moment like that? Phillip giving chase. Wind starting to pick up here inside Dale Soccer Stadium. Zuber providing a lot of pressure. Bjornsson. A strong tackle. Bjornsson down. Play on. Here's Hotz. Takes a big rip off the post. Inches away from the go-ahead goal. And now bodies everywhere on the pitch. And finally, a stoppage.
Yeah, the momentum's going all Duke's way at the minute. I think they've got a spring in their step.
Brad, you're on the field. You no doubt sense that as a player. How do you go about changing the momentum? How did you do it?
I think if you're NC State, you just got to go back to what you was doing so well in the first half, just trying to get on the ball, find your forward players, play off them, and push Duke back a little bit. Similar to what Duke are doing to NC State right now. They're playing off the forward players, landing on the second balls, and the momentum's going all Duke's way. So just defending against that. Sometimes you just have to deal with it at times, deal with spells like this, and then just getting back into it is just important for NC State.
Carvalho again down. He was dealing with that cramp earlier on in this half, and we've seen Logan Erb continuing to get ready. At what point does Mark Hubbard choose to go to the junior netminder out of Houston, Texas?
Yeah, it's tough to see.
Duke has certainly breathed new life into this matchup. NC State scoring early as we take a look back at the goals so far today. Take Healey. This one was an absolute thing of beauty, Brad.
No, honestly, it doesn't get any better than that. You could just see it's just curling away from the goal. Sneaks into the post, hits a post, and in.
28th minute goal there for Healey, and then a moment ago, Luckhurst deposits it in the 60th minute. 6th goal of the season, knots it at 1.
Yeah, Luckhurst as well to just slot it in the corner. He just stays calm when NC State, they're diving at the ball, just trying to get their bodies on the line, but Luckhurst just stays calm and just slots it in there.
The pairing of Luckhurst and Bjornsson have been so good this year for the Duke Blue Devils. They combined 13 goals, 7 for Bjornsson, now 6 for Luckhurst. That's the top scoring duo in the ACC this season.
Yeah, and I think it's a front three for Duke now. You got Luckhurst, Bjornsson, and then you got Pleasance playing in that number 10 role. He obviously didn't start the first half, but he did really well, hit the bar when he came on. In the second half, he's stayed in the game and he's playing really well. And those three playing together, just being difficult to defend against.
There's a look at Logan Erb. He comes in for Carvalho, who exits with what appeared to be a cramping issue here this evening. Erb coming in will make his 5th appearance of the season. He's allowed exactly 1 goal per game in his appearances this year. This has been an open competition between both of these keepers, and Mark Hubbard has told us we feel really good about both. Well, here's where you put your money on the table. Touched in, Karamoko. Masalis able to get a boot on it.
Yeah, and I think if you're Duke, right, you can see the momentum's going your way, but can you test Erb earlier on? He just came in for the last 25 minutes. Just try and test him early on, just to see if he's warmed up.
NC State trying to respond now after they watch their lead disappear. This one played down the line to Callum Tommy. Tommy into the box. Cito was waiting for it. Oh, nice chip there from Luckhurst. Was trying to connect with Bjornsson. Wolfpack right back into the attacking third. Choyap centering it. Lost it. And Duke now pushing numbers forward. This Duke team can score in bunches. Out wide here for Pleasance, back into the middle for Burns. And a foul on the edge of the box, and our center official was having none of it. Near foul. And now offsides flagged against Karamoko. Things escalating quickly. And they will take a look at that foul in the box, we are being told. Was not called a foul on the field, but they will go to video review. So Brad, get ready. I'm going to ask for your opinion as a former player in the next moment or two.
It's hard to see from here, so I think we'll need to see it again.
Well, thankfully, we've got a great crew in the back. Here's another look. So the question becomes, did he go for the ball, play the ball, or did he play the man?
Healey definitely doesn't touch the ball, but I don't know if he touches
No foul.
the man either. Yeah.
There was no foul called on the field, none after video review. that had been changed, Duke would have been lining up a penalty kick opportunity, and that would have been a great way to test Logan Erb.
Yeah, great way to test him, but no, I think the referee made the right call there. I think Trevor Burns, it was for Duke. You know, he gets a flick into the box, senses Healey is coming, but he doesn't make contact with the ball or Burns, so it wasn't a foul.
Brett, I have to imagine as a former competitor and yourself, you had a great career here as a midfielder at NC State, that you would be all for the continued expansion of replay here as a competitor. You just want to see him get it right.
Yeah, I think it's just getting moments like that right.
Here's Pleasance trying to have a moment. Was there a handball? No. Will they look at that one? Touched in from Burns. Bjornsson got a head on it. Chance comes over goal and into the student section. And they do not appear likely to look at that ball a moment ago.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't look like it was a handball. You know, it just deflects against Santos. Nothing Santos could have done. Don't even think it hit his hand. And yeah, those are the ones where you don't need to go to video, right? I think the video replay is good, but you don't want to use it too much and have too many stoppages in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's the fine line that so many coaches want. They don't want to lose the pace and the flow of a game to go back and look at some of these calls.
Yeah. And maybe if the first one against Trevor Burns would have been given a penalty, you know, reviewing that and then seeing, okay, that's not a penalty, I think it's good for that. You know, just making sure you're getting the right decision.
So we persist. One apiece. 67th minute of play here in Raleigh. A great evening here for soccer at Dale Soccer Stadium alongside former NC State midfielder Brad Sweeney. I'm Noah Frary. Weren't sure we'd get this one in, but it's turned into one heck of a night for soccer. NC State faithful have showed up, creating quite the home field advantage here this evening. A number of Duke fans have also made the short 38-mile trip from Durham. Another electric crowd out here tonight at Dale Soccer Stadium. Brad, as a player, you have to just love playing in front of crowds like this. It has to invigorate you.
Yeah, these are the moments you miss. These are the games you miss. Rivalries like this, and especially when the game's so tight, so close, you know, it's just really intense. And as a player, it's always great to be a part of.
Is it more stressful being up here in the booth than it was being on the field?
No, definitely not.
A little less sweaty, right?
Yeah, I think it's good to sit back and watch the games now.
Oh, Phillip giving chase. Spiel had to use his head. That's the pressure you were hoping NC State would start to bring, as we see a late push out of bounds there as Kerr went to the deck. And Karamoko goes down. A lot of pushing and shoving. Did not hear a whistle. They don't call this a rivalry match for nothing.
And again, Karamoko is just such a handful to defend against. I think do well to put him under pressure.
And now we will get a stoppage, and a card's coming. And that will be shown to Liam Bennett after all of that. Appeared to be for some dissent. And that may have been something that the side official communicated to the center official. The third booking of this match. Rather, fourth booking, 2 for Duke, 2 now for NC State. Bennett and Noecker each with a card apiece for the Wolfpack. Burns and Bull Jorgensen have been shown yellow for Duke. And you have to imagine, the longer this game stays tied at 1 apiece, you're going to see some extremely physical play between these two sides.
Yeah, especially as we enter the last 20 minutes, you know, the game might open up a little bit more. Tired legs come into factor as well.
20 fouls combined between these two teams here the 68th minute. Long throw-in upcoming here for Isaac Heffes, the New Hampshire transfer. He's had a great night so far. Callum Tommy at the top of the box. Phillip inside the 18, he got his head on it. Comes down for Santos. NC State throw-in on the far side of the pitch. Here's Heffes making his way all the way across for another long throw. He's got quite the cannon.
Yeah, and it might not be the first one. It's just everyone's there landing on the second ball. Just look at it.
Heffes again heaves it deep. That time, Bjornsson got his head on it. Here's Bennett. Carolina State trying to keep it away from number 9 in blue. Olfor Bjornsson, 7 goals on the season. They've done a nice job against him so far this evening. Karamoko's on it again. Will Jorgensen playing defense, goes down. And that's going to be a whistle against Karamoko.
Yeah, and that's just great defending.
Here's another look. I like what you said. Great defending.
Yeah, I think it's Jorgensen just does so well. Just get his body across Karamoko. And then, yeah, Karamoko just trips him up.
Karamoko making the start. He had come off the bench against UNC in NC State's last game. Touch forward. Here's Kerr. Outside the 18. Inside, headed away. What a diving play there made by Niko Markovic. And now NC State pushing numbers ahead of the ball. Phillip with it on the near sideline. Plays it in for Haig, who has the goal so far. Almost had another there. That chance came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can just see the game's just starting to open up a little bit. Duke putting bodies forward, struggling to get back. Healey making a run from deep and dangerous ball in.
Karamoko down on the far side of the pitch, or actually behind goal. He nearly got on the hand of that crosser from Healey. This chance came out of absolutely nowhere.
Karamoko does well to keep it alive there. You know, deep cross in from Healey. Yeah, good, dangerous ball.
Healey almost slotted that one.
Yeah.
Looking like Houdini there, almost pulled a rabbit out of his hat as Karamoko gets back up. If NC State were to sub him off, he would not be able to re-enter this game. So a big decision upcoming here for Mark Hubbard. Karamoko no doubt wants to stay in this contest. Junior Nare has made his way to the center line, but it appears Mark Hubbard's going to wait off on the substitution for at least the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Karamoko's good to go.
He will have to step off the pitch for the moment and then await that center official signal to re-enter. So at least for the moment, Duke playing with a man advantage. And a drop ball here for Duke because play had restarted. Big game like this, Brad, as a competitor, do the nerves start to creep in here a little bit with under 20 to go?
Definitely, I wouldn't say nerves, but you know, you want to be two ways. You got to be more careful, but you also want to go for it as well. You want to try and go for the winner.
How do you balance those two emotions?
Yeah, again, you just try and do what you're good at.
Don't try to do too much.
Yeah, just don't do anything that you wouldn't normally do. and just stay confident. You know, these two teams are both good teams.
Their strength ultimately in the pack, right? As a team, the 11 on the field. Lamanna played that one up the pitch. Healey fortunate to not get called for the handball. Duke Blue Devils have certainly been the aggressor in this second half. They trailed 1-0 at the break. Luckhurst equalizing in the 60th minute, and that scoreline has persisted for the moment. Here's Kerr into the box. Open look, turned aside by Erb. Suber had a wide open look, and Logan Erb says, not today.
Yeah, it's a great ball in, and then Kerr just left-footed playing right back. Just does well, just come out and make himself big. Great little turn here, though.
You talked about Duke wanting to test the new netminder in Logan Erb. Well, he just passed that test with flying colors.
Yeah. No, it does really well. Just come out, read it, step out, put them under a little bit of pressure, and make himself big and make that save.
And he has been described as the more physical goalkeeper by Mark Hubbard when compared to Carvalho, who's probably a little bit better with his feet. Pushing and shoving on the edge of the 18. Phillip has a one-timer off the top of the goal. A beautiful left-footed strike almost gave NC State the lead.
And again, you can just see the game's just starting to open a little bit. Chances for both teams here.
NC State trying to build up quickly again. Duke's been the aggressor in this second half. Healey open at the top of the box. Dispossessed. And now he will draw the foul. And Healey is going into the book. Healey shown yellow here in the 73rd minute.
Yeah, here's the Phillip chance. You can just see here, just... Oh. Yeah, that's a great effort.
We have seen some near misses from both sides tonight. You think about Pleasance when he first came in, now Phillip there.
Looked like Spill had that one covered though. He was, happy to see it go over.
So Healey, the third member of the Wolfpack, shown yellow here tonight. 5 yellow cards in total in this matchup. A spirited game between these two bitter rivals. 84th all-time matchup between NC State and Duke. NC State just 1 win in their last 10 matchups, and a strong tackle there, but a legal tackle. And it goes back to NC State. Unlike some of the epic matchups between these two teams in the past, Brad, even some that you played in, there is no overtime any longer in college soccer in the regular season. So if this scoreline persisted, it would end in a tie after 90 minutes. Trevor Burns down. Brad, did you like overtime back in the day?
I mean, it was good. It was good to be a part of. Some good games. It's different, definitely different, but you think just for the season and the health of the players, right? Like, it's always tiring going to overtime, especially when the result stays the same, right? It's always fun when you get a winner, and it's always heartbreaking when you concede, but just thinking of the long season the players have, is there a need for overtime? So I think it was a good change to make. But in saying that, these last 15 minutes, we might see again the game's just starting to open up, but both teams, if they want to win it, they really just got to go for it now.
So play restarts.
Let's go, Wolfpack!
74th minute here in Raleigh. It was NC State who struck first blood in the 28th minute, take Healey. A beautiful ball off of a set piece from about 25 out. Then Luckhurst knotted it up. NC State looking to go ahead. Spiel gets to it in front of the oncoming Karamoko.
Yeah, good play from NC State down this left-hand side. I think Tommy getting on the ball. Playing into Santos.
Who will blink? Both teams right on the edge of being ranked inside the top 25 on the season. Both teams have been ranked already this year. Here's Luckhurst, touches it back, and that will be a penalty kick.
Yeah, it looked like a penalty from here. There's great build-up from Duke. Tricky little player on the edge of the box. I think Plamana just gets on the wrong side.
Plamana shown yellow now.
Yeah, little flick there. Great little play from Hot. And yeah, Plamana just the wrong side. Just pulling on his, just pulling on his shirt a little bit.
They will go to video review here to confirm, but I think from the looks that we have seen, Brad, and from what you've just said, you think that this call should be upheld.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. Plamana, you know, when you're defending, you know, it's tough to get on the wrong side of the attacking player, and yeah, you don't really see this getting overturned. If anything, you know, they might be looking at it to see if it's a red card. You know, last man defender. I don't think it will be, but I think it's more of a chance of a red card than it will be getting overturned.
And they have confirmed the penalty kick. So perhaps a fulcrum point upcoming in this game. Duke 1 of 2 on penalty kick attempts this season. Colton Pleasance has made one. Luke Thomas has missed one. Who does John Kerr turn to here? So the yellow card upheld. And it will be Ulfur Bjornsson. 7 goals on the season, the most in the ACC. And they now have made the change. So Luckhurst steps to the spot.
Yeah, and this is a real test for Erb now, but I think Luckhurst, you know, his came out this second half so confident. I think he's the man you want taking the penalty. Scored the first one. Playing so confident, getting on the ball.
Luckhurst scored in the 60th minute, a chance to give Duke the lead here in the 75th. Luckhurst against Erb. NC State fans getting into it. Luckhurst, Duke leads. A brace for Adam Luckhurst, and the Blue Devils lead by 1 in the 75th.
Looked like it was a great penalty. Logan Erb diving the right way. Maybe got a hand to it, but you know, pace and power behind that from Luckhurst just does well to put it in the bottom corner. Does get a hand to it.
A perfect strike from number 26 in blue, the graduate transfer from South Carolina. Now matching his teammate, Ulfur Bjornsson, 7 goals on the year, and these 2 tonight have been some of the biggest of his season. John Kerr's team, plenty of life here late in the night in Raleigh.
You know, disappointing goal to concede for NC State. You know, just looking at the 2 of the goals, I think both of them could have been prevented a little bit earlier on. You know, looking at that last one, the build up to the penalty, obviously it was a foul. You know, Plamana was just the wrong side, but this the ball was bouncing before that. Duke were able to get a couple of flick-ons, which ultimately led to the foul, but maybe, the ball could have been dealt with earlier on before we got to that point.
And now a stoppage on the clock. And a quick speaking to from our center official. We told you NC State had not lost this season when leading at the half. They are in danger of doing so here with just over 14 minutes to play. Here's Bjornsson. Tries to put it to bed. Erb, though, waiting on the near post. So, Brad, you're NC State. You've watched your lead disappear here in the second half. How do you want to see him respond?
I think they've just got to play into their forwards a little bit more. Just do what's worked for them so far this season. Karamoko, Phillip, Healey, Santos. They're the game changers. They're the creative players for NC State.
Bennett will come off. Junior Nare enters this contest. Dylan Minchiner into the game as well on that back line for NC State. He's been out with injury lately. So a couple of second half goals for the Duke Blue Devils. NC State was trying to exercise some demons tonight against Duke, but find themselves trailing here late. Karamoko whistle.
I don't think that's a foul. You can see the frustration from the NC State bench.
Well, I think you agreed with the fan base here as well.
Yeah, I think Karamoko just uses his strength. And I think if you're the referee now, I think, you have to call it a little bit closer, just coming into the last 10 minutes, but you can't. You gotta let things go as well that aren't fouls. And we get another foul here.
So Duke's gonna have a great look here. Approaching the 89th minute of play. 79th, rather. Math was never my strong suit.
But again, another dangerous opportunity here for Duke. But looking at the substitution NC State made, I think Plamana came off, Junior Nare came on, and that was a really attacking change for NC State. I think, you got Enrique Santos playing in that defensive midfielder position.
So Duke standing over the ball. For Bjornsson, leading goal scorer in the ACC. Standing over it to the left of cage. Bjornsson strikes one over goal.
Yeah, and you can just see Michener came on for NC State as well, and I think he's gone left back. So I think NC State, they're just playing with letting their four defenders defend, and then everyone else just step up, go and attack.
Whereas in that previous formation, someone like Plamana kind of played as a quasi-defender.
Yeah. And you can see here, Santos is stepping up, and great play from Karamoko.
Karamoko inside, Phillip! No signal yet. Goal kick upcoming. Duke survives the chance. And Healey can't believe it.
Yeah, just a great ball in down the line from Healey, and Karamoko just does so well. He's just so strong and quick. It's a good ball in. I think that's just a great tackle. And that's what you need to do in areas like that. Oh, actually, it was a great save.
Yeah, it looked like Spiel got a hand on it off that ball off the foot of Phillip. He did.
Yeah, it was a great save from Spiel.
He got off to a slow start tonight, but has really come on strong here late in this contest. It was NC State's third shot on goal. Wolfpack have been good at the end of games this season. And a whistle coming And this is a spot that NC State has been lethal in this season.
Yeah. And you got to think it might be Healey lingering around the ball, but
why not, right?
yeah, from this angle, just naturally it suits a right-footed player, but with Healey, just the goal that he scored in the first half, just the confidence that he's got, you know, you'd expect him to take it.
There's a look at the foul as Nare went down.
Yeah. Definitely looked like a foul. I think it's Kerr just clips Nare when Nare turns.
So Healey and Santos standing over it. To the left of goal from our vantage point. NC State struck first tonight. Duke and Adam Luckhurst has scored 2 in the second half to retake the lead. NC State could equalize here. Will it be Healey or Santos? And it will be Healey. Back post ball. Karamoko couldn't get to it. Racing over is Callum Tommy. He's there. The Wolfpack recycle. Into space. Here's Heffis. Healey. Flick on. No. Back across Nare. Karamoko trying to make something of it. Ping pongs around. And Acito able to clear. And here comes Duke ahead. Pleasance, it's a foot race. And Karamoko able to track him down. And now out of play for a Duke throw-in. Frantic last couple of moments.
Frantic.
And now a stoppage. If NC State's unable to come back, there will be several moments in this game that they will look back on. Perhaps that last will be one of them.
Yeah, it's just frantic in there. I think it's Heffis, the centre-back. It's does well on the right-hand side, gets a good ball in and, you know, take Healey with a header. And then NC State, they're just trying to keep it alive. Karamoko, Nare, and then Duke just do well, just get bodies behind the ball and defend.
81st minute and what feels like an eternity left in this game. Duke trying to hang on. NC State trying to equalize late. Duke in a similar position to this against Stanford on Sunday. Gave up a late goal to concede the tie to the #1 ranked Stanford Cardinal. NC State's had a number of late game heroics this year on this field. What do they have left? Santos bringing it forward. Looking for the big switch. Here's Callum Tommy. He's played most of this second half. Tommy's got space down the near sideline. Flanked there from Kabusu. And Kabusu takes him down. Out of play. Goal kick, Duke. What a play there from the freshman right back. And a yellow for dissent. What did you think, Brad?
I don't know. To me, that looked like a corner.
So not only does Callum Tommy not get the corner, he also picks up a yellow card.
Yeah. And if the referee's just having none of it, you know, he's throwing his yellow card out to anyone that might question him or anything.
5th yellow card of the night for NC State.
You got, I think, 2 of those for, you know, Liam Bennett talking to the linesman. Callum Tommy just talking back to the ref there.
They might not necessarily affect you in the grand scheme of those things, but if I know Mark Hubbard, those are things that he will not be pleased with.
Yeah, if you're going to get a yellow card, you'd want it to be like a missed tackle or anything like that. Something that you can't really control.
84th minute here in Raleigh. Phillip on the ball. Flanked by Aceto.
Yeah, and it looks like NC State, after those changes, has gone to a back three.
Pushing more numbers on the attacking side of the field. Phillip tried to touch it to the middle. Busu watching it. And heads it out for the throw-in. We've seen Hefes take a lot of these, and he indeed is charging forward. He has the strength behind these throw-ins.
Yeah.
Basically create the assist off the throw-in.
No, with Mitchner on the field now, it's just another aerial presence for NC State. Again, it's not necessarily the first ones that looking at, it's that landed on the second balls.
Markovic in tight. Number of bodies in. Comes down, Karamoko battling for it. NC State with possession. Nare centers, Karamoko open. Karamoko's one-timer deflected away. And now the reset to Hefes. Right back in. Back post ball, headed on. And Spiel falls on it.
And Mitchner just getting on the end of that one.
You called it.
Yeah, but it's just, again, it's just NC State just landing on the second balls. I think it's Karamoko. Well, this is the one that Mitchner gets on the end of. Might be a little bit difficult to go on goals. Maybe put that back across goal to Phillip in there, but. Oh.
And a foul against the Wolfpack. And a stoppage. And now a substitute here. So the team leading, and again, this is a change in college soccer. The team leading, if they make a substitution, it does trigger an automatic stop of the clock. So Bjornsson coming out of this game, replaced by Sol Arbib out of London, England. Hey, fellow countryman.
Yeah, first time we've seen him tonight.
Go get some fish and chips afterwards, perhaps.
But I'd love to know, honestly, what that foul was called there for Tommy. You know, I didn't see it myself, but I saw a lot of frustration from the NC State fans.
Arbib just into the game, goes flying. And that will set up a free kick opportunity. That was Hefes who sent him to the turf. This has been a physical game, Brad.
Yeah. I think with that one, Hefes isn't really looking at the ball. He's just looking at Arbib. You know, for the ref, that's an easy decision. You know, you're always going to give a foul for that.
They'd be fortunate not to pick up a yellow in that situation.
Yeah. But again, that's just a foul you don't need to give.
Duke chooses to go to the corner flag. Arbib scooted away. Doing battle with Nare. And NC State comes up with it. Here's Kabusu. Duke employing the time-wasting tactics late in this matchup. And Kabusu shoved off the ball. It leads to a goal kick. NC State starting to run out of time.
Well, we've seen a lot of last-minute equalizers or winners here this season for NC State, so.
The mind goes back to the Stetson game at home just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. First game of the season as well against High Point.
5 goals in the last 10 minutes of games so far this year for Mark Hubbard's team. There's been a never say die mentality. Do they have more magic late? Hefes into the attacking third. Here's Healey. Trying to create. Cleared out.
And this is where NC State have just got to keep pushing. I think the fans play a factor in this as well. The fans are sticking around behind the goal, just trying to push NC State on as well.
Hefes again, the long throw in comes. Short to Phillip, flick on! And now cleared away. Keenan hot, and Logan Erb near midfield. Thought about sending it right back into the mixer, now will. Controlled by Karamoko. Just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this matchup. NC State committing nearly all their numbers forward at this point. They've been unblemished, 5-0-1 at home this season. Karamoko's going to get to it. Back up top for Tommy. He'll send one in. Back post ball. Phillip got a head on it. And it's in, but the flag is up. And Minchiner pleading for VAR. The fans celebrating, but that celebration will come to an end quickly, and they will go to VAR. The call on the field, offsides currently.
Yeah, it's impossible to tell from up here whether it was on or off.
So they will take a look at perhaps one of the most critical plays. Does NC State have an equalizer, or will the offside call stand? And ultimately, the call on the field, it matters in a situation like this because that's what they would have to overturn.
Yeah, but the linesman, he was quick to put his flag up.
Here's another look. Tough to tell from that
It
angle.
just looks so close. Again, it's just hard to tell. You know, his body's blocking.
Now, when he contacts the ball, I do think he was in an offsides position. So bated breath, and they confirm the offsides. So no goal. Duke continuing to lead with just over 2 minutes to go. An audible boos here inside Dale Soccer Stadium.
Yeah, that's just so tight. And from those video angles, you still can't really tell whether it's on or off. You know, we don't really have the lines that we see the Premier League have, right? We don't have the lines that you can draw on, so yeah, but just so close, so tight. But again, 2 minutes left for NC State. They're going to keep pushing.
And they will have the throw in on the far side of the field. '89th minute of play here in Raleigh. Cleared all the way back to Herb. Every second counts. Up for Tommy. Touched in. Aceto sends it back up the pitch. .90 seconds to go. Karamoko in deep. He's going to get to it. Karamoko battling, and Spiel lays on it and will be in no hurry to get up.
Yeah, everyone's just calling for a handball.
Was there a handball?
I think it was off Karamoko's hand.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Definitely worth giving our crew in the back a shout out here tonight. They've been on top of a number of close plays just like that. Plays it in deep. Does NC State have one last opportunity? They have drawn the foul, and they will have a free kick upcoming from a spot very similar to where we saw Healey score from in the first half. Wow.
Yeah. Aceto just proving his innocence. Yeah, not much in that. I think, you know, if you're NC State, rightly so, you got to try and look at ways. You know, Karamoko is smart play. I don't think that's a foul, but Karamoko, you know, he's looking for it.
So let's set the stage. 90th minute here in Raleigh. Healey standing over the ball alongside Junior Nare. Healey scored on a similar ball to this in the first half to give NC State the lead in the 28th minute. There probably is not much time left for any other opportunities. Kabusu laying on the ground. A four-man wall for Wessel Spiel.
And again, it's just quite some distance out. To be honest, it looks like Nare is lining up.
The right-footed strike appears would come from Nare. The left foot would more likely come from Tege Healey. Big spot in this game. It is Healey. Tried to play it off the wall. Nare! And that one goes nowhere. And it's going back to Duke. Might have tried to get a little too cheeky there.
Yeah, just didn't work out for them. You think with 30 seconds left, they're trying something, but you know, you got to get a shot on target.
Sent back towards midfield. Tommy plays it forward. And that might do it. Herb chasing over, falls. And has to play it off of Luckhurst as the final seconds play out. Duke is gonna win in Raleigh again. The Blue Devils survive here tonight, 2-1 over the Wolfpack.
Yeah, great game. Game of two halves, NC State.